Yo, what's poppin', my people? It's your boy Crooks Great, back at you guys with another banger of a UFC 4 video. Now, in today's video, I want to be talking about why we should just tone down a little bit of the negativity towards UFC 5, as well as touching on some of the points that I've been seeing a lot of people using or leaving comments on in the comment sections of a lot of videos as to why UFC 5 is going to be bad. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. And the first thing that I've been hearing is UFC 4, the striking, or UFC 5 striking looks exactly like UFC 4. Now, although in terms of striking animations, I will say this is true, it's a totally and completely different striking aspect of the game in UFC 5. And it's going to be because of this right here, the damage system that you guys see here. That is going to make such a big impact on UFC 5. I don't think people understand how big of a role this is going to play in shaping the way that people strike in UFC 5. Because in UFC 4, you could survive 4, 5, 6 knockdowns in a single fight, where in UFC 5, that's not going to be the case. If you're getting pummeled and beaten down, the doctor's going to come in and most likely stop it, because you're going to have a lot of swelling on your eye, you're going to get a lot of cuts, and you're going to get finished. So I feel like that in itself, the damage system is going to play such a big part into how people strike in UFC 5 that it's really going to change the game as we know it. So to hear people say, you know what, hey, it's just a carbon copy of UFC 4, it's just simply not true, ladies and gentlemen. It's not. And don't get me wrong, I have been very critical of UFC 4 because I've played it not only through making content, but I've played it at an elite level. And I consider myself a pro level UFC 4 player, as well as a lot of people around the community consider me a pro level player. And I'm telling you, this game really is going to be a lot different than UFC 4. It really, really is. So we got to kind of tone the negativity on the striking aspect of UFC 5 down just a little bit, because it is not a carbon copy of UFC 5. And I know a lot of people are going to complain about the way that the game was played right here in the little bit of footage that we're getting. But you also have to understand, these are not pro level players playing this game. The clips that you see right here are either the game testers or the game developers themselves just launching off combinations. It is not going to look as great as when I play it, or a pro level guy plays it. You know what I mean? So you got to kind of tone it down just a little bit as well, because these aren't high level players showing you clips. These are just game developers showing you the first look trailer. You feel what I'm saying? So kind of curb it just a little bit. The second thing that I wanted to talk about was that I've been hearing a lot of is, oh man, the character models, they're not updated. They're basically just copy and pasted from UFC 4. Now, I want to pull up this character model right here. Dustin Poirier does not look like this in UFC 4, ladies and gentlemen. He doesn't. He doesn't. This is a newly remodeled Dustin Poirier model right here. Conor, you can make the case for Conor. I'll agree with you. Conor pretty much looks the same as he does in UFC 4. So I'll give you that. I'm not saying that all character models have been updated, but to say we're not getting new character models is simply untrue, because they're showing you right here, Dustin's a new model. Justin is a new model. Charles Oliveira in the game is a new model. Alexander Volkanovski has a new model. Islam Makhachev has a new model. Hell, and they even got, let me pull it up right here just so you guys can see it. Hold on. Let me find him. Where is he? Oh, Wei Lee got a new model too. Look at Wei Lee's hair. Come on, bro. That's not the Wei Lee that we have in UFC 4. But the real important one that I wanted to show is right here. Look at heavyweight John Jones. That is a new model. That's not the John Jones we have in UFC 4, ladies and gentlemen. This is the heavyweight John Jones that we've seen take on Cyril Gane. And this is also a newly remodeled Stipe Miocic too, because he got the tattoo right there on the back of his leg. Maybe that's more high def, but this is a newly remodeled Stipe Miocic too. So We see evidence of new models being added in the game. And for where they don't have new models, you have to understand there's 250 fighters that have been confirmed for UFC 5. That's a lot of fighters to mocap, on top of implementing and making a new damage system, implementing and making a new grappling system with all the transitions that we're getting in UFC 5. And then we haven't even touched the clinch, which I hope obviously that they make different in UFC 5, but we haven't gotten a lot of gameplay footage on that. But that's a lot of things to go into a game, and then on top of that, trying to mocap 250 fighters, it's a very tough thing to do, even if it did take 3 years. You feel what I'm saying? Which is not very realistic either. But we do have a lot of mocapping, and we do have a lot of new models that are taking place here in UFC 5. So to say that, hey, everybody's a carbon copy paste to UFC 5 from UFC 4 is simply not true. And one of the ones that I really wanted to address that I did hear in a video is TJ Dillashaw. Somebody said I think it was my friend JMMA. JMMA, love you, bro, but you got to kind of ease it just a little bit, brother. You said TJ Dillashaw, right? He has the same model from UFC 3. Let's look at the timeline of TJ Dillashaw. When UFC 4 dropped, TJ Dillashaw was suspended for 2 years for PED use. So he didn't come until literally maybe a year and a half into the game, come back, and then he fights Corey Sandhagen. Then he gets injured. He blows out his knee. He gets injured. So then he's out for another year and a half. Then he comes back. He fights Aljamain Sterling, blows his shoulder out, retires. So really, I mean, how has there been a lot of time to mocap TJ Dillashaw? There hasn't. So, you have to understand, man, the timelines of things, the way that they work out. Sometimes they just don't work out with them getting mocapped and having new models for the game. But a lot of fighters really do have new models in the game. But the third thing that I wanted to talk about in terms of negativity here for UFC 5 is a big one that I feel like we all have to remember. We haven't played the game yet. We haven't played UFC 5 yet. The closed beta hasn't dropped. We haven't gotten any kind of beta testing at all. The only people that have played this are the game developers and the game changers. And neither one of them are at liberty to really comment on how the game plays. So we have to be patient and wait until we play UFC 5. And this is what I tried to tell people before any of the UFC 5 stuff came out. Is that you can't set your expectations up here. You have to kind of just wait and see when the game comes out in order to say if a game is going to be good or bad. Because I hear a lot of people saying, hey, UFC 5 is going to be shit. Well, how do you know that? Have you played it? If you ain't played it, then you can't say that. You have to wait until you play the game before you can say whether it's good or it's bad. It's really just the honest truth. And I'm not trying to be an asshole or a bully or anything like that. It's just the truth of the matter, man. It really is. You got to play the game. You got to wait for it to come out. You got to feel the movement when you're playing it. You got to see the way the animations work out before you can say the game's really bad. You know what I mean? But, I get it. A lot of people might be frustrated because we've waited a long time. But let's kind of curb that negativity, man. Because the more negative things get, the more people aren't going to want to play the game. And that's just not what we want. We need people playing the game to let EA know, hey, you know what? This is bad, this is bad, this is bad, and this is bad, and this is really good, and we need to do this. And that's how games progress. Just seeing people saying, hey, you know what? This game is shit. That doesn't help out. It really doesn't. You got to have, if you're going to point something out, you got to have something that helps correct it. You feel what I'm saying? But we can't do that with UFC 5 not even dropping yet. So I would caution you guys just to wait until UFC 5 comes out before you formulate an opinion on how bad or how good the game is. You know what I mean? But that's it for the video, guys. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to slap that subscribe button if you're new, as well as if you love MMA gaming content. I do drop it on the channel daily. So if that interests you guys, make sure to slap that subscribe button as well as slap that like button. And drop a comment in the comment section and let me know, what are you guys excited about in UFC 5? Some of the positive things that you guys seen in the trailers and how you guys think, as well as some of the negatives. Don't let it all be negative, you feel what I'm saying? But some of the positives that you guys seen in the trailer, as well as some of the things that concerned you about the trailer. You know what I mean? I want to hear and engage really with the community and really get a feel for how everybody feels, not just, you know, the people that are deters or that are super negative. You know what I mean? But drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know. Let me know what you guys thought about what I said, obviously, with these points that I brought out here in the video as well. If you guys think I'm wrong, if you guys think I'm right, you know, I love having discussions. You know what I mean? So drop a comment in the comment section. But until the next video, guys, take it easy. Be safe. Enjoy the rest of your guys' day, afternoon, evening, depending on where you guys are watching this from. And I will see you guys in the next video.